I'm 55 years old this year. Our protagonist starts with a confession that hits you right in the midlife crisis feels. Huffing and puffing, he stands battle-ready, gripping a hefty sword, clad in armor that speaks of countless battles. Zooming in on his outfit, his armor and leather straps show a man prepared for a fight, despite the odds. The ground beneath shows signs of struggle, a testament to the fight he's about to face. Just what am I doing at this age? He wonders aloud, beads of sweat making their way down his furrowed brow. Other people would be looking to retire by now. My life is a failure, he muses, questioning his life choices. A black shadow looms, and the words of failure echo, foreshadowing the challenges he faces. The growling of beasts emerges from the darkness, their eyes gleaming with malice. Startled, our protagonist turns, sword at the ready, as the ominous growling continues. A close-up of his foot, steady and prepared, as he braces for what's to come. Why am I a failure? Echoes in his mind as the beasts close in. You're not letting me catch my breath, huh? He quips, knowing there's no rest for the weary. Facing a monstrous creature, he stands defiant, sword gleaming, ready to fight. A glimpse of the beast's hide, the scale-like texture, foreboding the struggle that awaits. The scene opens with floating debris in a vast white space, a calm before the storm. Suddenly, a powerful clash erupts, shattering the silence with explosive force. Amidst the chaos, mighty dragons appear, their scales glistening as they battle fiercely. A fierce red dragon, with eyes blazing, lets out a thunderous roar that echoes through the battlefield. From below, a lone warrior gazes upward, seemingly unfazed by the chaos above. The warrior reflects on the titles others of his generation have earned, such as Sword Saint and Sword God, while he has been labeled differently. His foot takes a determined step forward, a resolve burning within him. He acknowledges how he's perceived by others as just an old man with a sword or a swordsman with dementia. Yet, he contemplates whether that lack of recognition is a good enough reason to give up. The scene fades to a gradient of black and white, symbolizing an introspective pause. Finally, the frame descends into pure blackness, leaving us wondering about. The scene is intense, with a grotesque monster gripping a woman as she desperately cries out, "Ugh, let go, this ain't your average cuddle." The beast has her suspended in the air, and all looks grim. The woman is donning a yellow patterned dress now stained, and things are not looking peachy. Kneeling on the ground, we spot a young boy, Sangyun, clearly not prepared for this monster mash. His presence adds to the suspense as we wonder what role he plays in this horror show. A narrative overlay adds a somber note. I was without a family and grew up in an orphanage. Seems like life's been a rocky road for someone. Amidst the chaos, the woman's voice breaks through, Sangyun. She's calling out to the boy, hinting at a connection in this web of terror. Her face, streaked with blood and tears, is a portrait of desperation. Despite the chaos, she is trying to stay strong for Sangyun. With barely contained fear, she attempts to reassure. Don't be scared. Your teacher is all right, so please. The tension is mounting. There is a decisive call to action. Run. The situation is dire, and every second counts. The terrifying aftermath is splashed in vivid red, capturing the horror of the moment. Sangyun's wide eye reflects sheer panic. The horror continues, and the narrative voice reminds us, but even the orphanage teacher, suggesting the stakes are higher than just survival. The scene shifts to the woman, now in a desperate cry for help. Help me, as the monstrous figure still looms ominously over her. The chaos is unrelenting, with a new, unseen creature lurking. Things are going from bad to worse, and it's a full-on A young boy with tear-filled eyes is about to be snatched by a massive clawed hand descending from above. His expression is a mix of fear and disbelief, like he's thinking, seriously, could today get any worse? The boy sits, covered in dirt and blood, looking utterly shocked and speechless. It's like he just walked out of a horror movie, minus the popcorn. A blood-curdling scream echoes, "Gah!" followed by the grim reality that they all died. It's the kind of plot twist that makes you gasp and spill your drink. When the skies gave way to the collapse, it wasn't just the weather acting up. It was the prelude to something much more sinister. From the collapse above, an army of dark winged creatures descends, painting the sky in shades of doom and gloom. Monsters of all shapes and sizes rained down, each one more monstrous than the last. It's like a nightmare buffet of creepy crawlies and mythical beasts. Amidst the chaos, a young boy stands, dwarfed by towering monsters as they wreak havoc on a city that once stood proud. The scene closes with a somber note as the boy is suspended in a terrifying moment, surrounded by the shadowy forms of these otherworldly creatures. And took everything away from me. Tentacles writhe in the background, setting the stage for a tale of despair and loss. A monstrous figure emerges, red eyes glaring through the darkness as it readies for a confrontation. In a whirl of blades and chaos, the monstrous maw opens wide, threatening to devour everything. A brave soul stands amidst the rain-soaked battlefield, tears mingling with the blood staining their face. Our hero, despite the odds, seems unyielding. With a bloodied hand and a drenched figure, our hero stands defiant, refusing to fall into despair. However, I didn't despair. The darkness of the scene is pierced with an unwavering determination. The monstrous entity, now under attack, reels back in surprise, caught off guard by our hero's resilience. Tentacles scatter as the fierce battle rages on, a whirlwind of chaos and light. A mysterious knight, clad in armor and wielding a mighty sword, strikes against the monstrous foe, bringing hope to the dire situation. Our hero, battered and bruised, kneels beside the armored figure. Their determination is renewed in the presence of this unexpected ally. A silhouette, bright against the stormy backdrop, hints at a new beginning, a rekindling of hope. When I was at death's door, the narrative continues, hinting at a near-death experience that shaped our hero. With remnants of the battle fading away, the scene closes on a note of uncertainty, leaving us wondering what comes next. The scene begins with a mysterious armored figure, their back turned to us, with a hint of ethereal blue light surrounding them. This character seems to exude power and mystery, like they're about to step into something big. The camera pans down, showing the armored legs and the confident stride of this enigmatic figure. It's like they're walking straight out of a legend, ready to take on whatever comes their way. A young boy sits on the ground, his eyes wide and filled with awe and a hint of fear as he looks up at the approaching figure. It's a classic David and Goliath moment, with the boy dwarfed by the towering hero. The boy, covered in dirt and bruises, sits on the ground. His clothes are tattered as if he's been through a storm. It's a touching moment, capturing his vulnerability and the gravity of the situation. A blank space fills the page, a pause in the storm, like the world is holding its breath for what comes next. The armored figure finally speaks, their voice a comforting balm in the tense atmosphere, asking the boy if he's okay. It's a simple question, but it carries the weight of 1,000 promises. The figure's face comes into view, revealing a gentle smile beneath the armor. It's a face that promises safety, a guardian angel in shining armor, ready to protect and serve. The scene shifts back to the armor, a symbol of strength and hope. The light catches on the metal, reflecting the dawn of a new beginning. So a hint of the boy's hair appears, peeking out from the shadows, as if he's slowly coming into the light, ready to embrace the hope offered to him. The boy's face is now fully visible, tears streaming down his cheeks. It's a powerful moment of raw emotion, a release of all the fear and tension as he gazes up at his savior. His hands rest in his lap, a calmness washing over him. There's a sense of acceptance, a readiness to move forward, no matter what challenges lie ahead. The scene kicks off with an intense slash cutting through the air, signaling the beginning of a fierce battle. The tension is palpable as debris scatters all around. Our warrior, rocking some rugged armor and a determined look, is mid-action, swinging his weapon with all his might. It's clear he's in the thick of it, fighting for his life. Suddenly, a monstrous beast emerges, its eyes glowing with a menacing red hue. The sound of its roar echoes, adding to the chaos of the battlefield. The ground shatters under the beast's weight, sending chunks of rock flying. The impact is so powerful that it leaves a mark on the ground. Our warrior reflects, remembering the time he was saved by a mysterious figure. The memory is vivid, and the admiration in his eyes is evident. His face is a canvas of determination and grit, beads of sweat tracing down his furrowed brow. This dude's been through some battles, that's for sure. With resolve, he recalls how he wanted to be like that savior, inspired by their strength and valor, a dream that fuels his every move. Amidst the rubble and chaos, there's a moment of calm before the storm, a brief pause in this epic showdown. Despite the odds, our hero declares has given it his all. Every ounce of strength has been poured into this fight. And then, in a twist, he's caught in the grip of a gnarly green-skinned monster. The struggle is real as he fights to break free. The beast, snarling and vicious, has our hero in a tight spot. It's a brutal fight, and things aren't looking too good. Blood stains the ground as the battle wages on, each moment more intense than the last. It's a gritty scene, showing the harsh reality of this world. In the depths of despair, a cry of frustration rings out. Our hero questions why, despite his efforts, he's still facing such adversity. A fierce clash erupts as our hero, with his rugged black hair and determined eyes, hurls himself into battle. He's caught off guard, letting out a frustrated exclamation, "This fucking!" as he's flung through the air. The green-skinned monster roars back with a mouth full of jagged teeth, wielding a massive spiked weapon that's definitely compensating for something. With a guttural growl, the monster raises its massive hand, ready to crush anything in its path. In the midst of this chaos, a somber thought crosses our hero's mind. No matter how many monsters I've slain, the weight of his past battles hangs heavily on him. A close-up of our hero's face reveals his piercing blue eyes, filled with a mix of determination and despair, as the backdrop turns a blood-red hue. His armor is battered and stained, evidence of countless battles fought, yet his expression betrays an inner turmoil. I didn't get strong for shit. The battlefield is a desolate wasteland, marked by the aftermath of a brutal conflict. Our hero kneels beside a fallen comrade, a knight with flowing blonde hair, their armor glistening in the dim light as he tenderly holds their lifeless form. The ground is stained with blood, a silent testament to the carnage that unfolded. The scene captures the aftermath, bodies strewn across the battlefield, a blurred figure barely discernible among them, and couldn't protect anything. These haunting words echo in his mind as the full weight of his failure settles over him. The page opens with a dramatic scream, setting the tone for the intense scene that follows. The battlefield is revealed, a grim scene of destruction, with a warrior grieving over a fallen ally amidst the chaos. A closer look at the aftermath of the battle shows a landscape filled with the remains of monstrous creatures and the fallen. A brief pause in the action gives a haunting glimpse of the grim remnants of the battle. The scene shifts, focusing on the warrior who is clearly exhausted, struggling to maintain his composure. A menacing creature looms in the background as the warrior acknowledges the danger, trying to catch his breath. The devastation of the battlefield is highlighted, featuring a defeated creature lying at the warrior's feet. A thought-provoking question is posed, asking if the viewer understands the gravity of the situation. The warrior, visibly worn out, expresses his body's unwillingness to continue, hinting at the immense challenge he faces. His grip tightens on. The scene opens with a muscular warrior, his face shrouded in mystery, holding his sword with a questioning expression. He seems to be caught off guard by something. A loud, powerful sound resonates through the air, suggesting an impending event or presence. The camera pans to reveal a gigantic, menacing creature with glowing eyes, looming ominously against the bright sky. More sounds of the beast reverberate, indicating its sheer magnitude and power. Our warrior, standing bravely, gazes up at the towering creature, his silhouette highlighted against the beast's scale-covered body. Amidst swirling mist and uncertainty, the warrior's legs stand firm, ready for whatever comes next. The voice of inner doubt echoes. No dreams, no home, no family. Our hero's thoughts are as heavy as the situation. A mighty roar pierces the scene, bringing a sense of urgency and danger. The beast charges with blinding speed, its gaping maw lit with a fierce, fiery glow. As chaos unfolds, an inner monologue reveals a life filled with failures and missed opportunities. The warrior, battle-worn and weary, kneels with a heavy heart, sighing. Amidst shadows and a somber atmosphere, we spot our guy. He's got that classic "I've seen things" look. His face is a roadmap of scars and grit, and it's not hard to tell life hasn't been kind. As we zoom in, the weariness in his eyes practically screams help. With a forced grin that says "I'm trying to keep it together," he confesses, "I'm really fucked." Yup, he's in a pickle, and he knows it. The thought hangs heavy in the air. Man, I want to regress. A wish for a do-over, a reset button for life. His yearning for a chance to rewind and make things right. The sky looks like a masterpiece from an artist's dream, with fluffy clouds basking in a warm, golden glow. It's the kind of sky that makes you want to take a deep breath and soak in the beauty of the moment. As the scene shifts, we're treated to the dazzling spectacle of sunlight piercing through more clouds, casting a heavenly glow over the landscape. It's the kind of view that makes you feel like you've stumbled into a fairy tale. Boom! Here we are in Chapter 1 with the spotlight on player Shin Sang-yoon. The stage is set and the adventure is about to unfold. The ground has been ravaged, and the remains of what was once a formidable foe are scattered. The earth is scarred, and the remnants of a battle are evident. Amidst the chaos, a lone figure stands, the aftermath of a fierce battle still fresh around him. The massive scales of a dragon indicate that this was no ordinary skirmish. The head of the dragon lies defeated, with a warrior perched atop, a scene of triumph in the aftermath of an epic battle. Congratulations are in order. The screen flashes a victorious message. The ancient dragon's nest has been cleared. Cue the applause. Shin Sang-yoon, looking a bit worn out, mutters to himself, "Geez," as he catches his breath. It's the kind of exhaustion that comes after a long day of dragon slaying. His hands are clasped tightly around his sword, still standing strong despite the weariness showing on his face and armor. With a burst of dramatic flair, he questions the universe. Why am I working so hard when I'm almost 60? It's the kind of existential question we all ask from time to time, especially after a dragon battle. Meet Shin Sang-yoon, age 55, still kicking it as a swordsman. He's got the battle scars and armor to prove he's no spring chicken, but he's got the spirit of a young warrior. "My name is Shin Sang-yoon," he states, as the sun sets behind him, casting a heroic silhouette. The scene shifts to Shin perched on a rocky outcrop, the colors of sunset painting the sky behind him. He's a lone figure against the backdrop of nature's beauty. Reflecting on his journey, Shin reveals he's been a swordsman for 30 years. Despite his skills, his biggest claim to fame was being in his country's top 100. It's like being the 99th best at something. Still impressive, but not quite number one. I'm just a needle in a haystack, because there are so many players in the world. Oh, is my reward this time a skill book? I've eaten artifacts before. Can I eat this too? Constellation Late Bloomer Model Student has entered. Sincerely blesses you for your hard work. Additionally, he compliments you for your impeccable final strike. The person who entered so dramatically is my contracted constellation. Haha, thank you. Our hero, Shin Sang-yoon, expresses his gratitude while clutching onto a mysterious book, the kind that would make any bookworm jealous. A mysterious hooded figure enters the scene, speaking in a language that adds an air of mystique. Who is this enigmatic character? Reflecting on his journey, Shin admits, "I'm grateful to him for contracting with me when I'm a mere third-rate swordsman." Seems like our boy's got some self-awareness. Introducing the Late Bloomer Model Student title. If Shin reaches level 850, all stats double. Hit level 900, and we're talking triple the stats. Sounds like a gamer's dream, right? A tiny, adorable hooded figure pops in, almost like a magical chibi version of someone significant. What could they be up to? Revealing Shin Sang-yoon's current level, 650. The grind continues, folks. Shin admits, because of the insane conditions, though, I have yet to benefit from having him as my constellation. Talk about high maintenance. Level 850. Our protagonist seems a bit daunted by the level-up challenge. Can he make it? The Late Bloomer Model Student title makes another appearance, urging Shin to eat the skill book. Hope it tastes better than it sounds. Shin assures us, I was just about to eat it. Yeah, right, like eating a book is the most natural thing ever. With determination, Shin declares, I'm going to eat it now. Looks like he's finally ready to chow down on that skill book. As the sun sets dramatically, Shin reaches out with a fierce gaze. What magic is about to unfold? A burst of energy and mystical symbols light up the scene. Looks like Shin is unlocking something big. More mysterious symbols, glowing in the dark. Whatever's happening, it's intense. Finally, the words devour artifacts appear ominously. Shin's about to chow down on some serious power. It's the only skill that I acquired when I awakened. In order to understand my skill, I tried to boil and eat artifacts. I also tried frying them, but I didn't feel anything different. By the time I ended my useless experiments, 30 years had passed when I used mana synchronization with an artifact of a suitable rank. I realized that it activates my the classic "I realized this too late" moment. Our hero is looking quite tense as he has some sort of revelation, but what could it be? Perhaps he's thinking about all those shoulda, woulda, coulda moments. Apparently, others just wake up and become stronger, like instant noodles, just add water. But our guy? Not so much. Now, he's holding a book, looking like it might hold the secrets to something epic, or maybe just a really intense cookbook. Has staring at the book like it's the last slice of pizza, and he's got no clue how to eat it. Silence seems to be the only answer he's getting right now. Enter the floating mage. They're here to break the news that the book isn't a skill book and lacks instructions. Our hero is not amused. Suddenly, there's a dramatic pause as he processes this. The intensity is palpable. Our floating helper mentions that the late bloomer model student says there's limited info on this skill and apologizes for the lack of help. Well, that's reassuring. Not. Seems there's a suggestion to compromise and start mana synchronization again. It's like telling someone to keep rebooting a computer stuck on a blue screen. With a golden glow, our mage floats around like it's no big deal, while our hero looks less than thrilled about this pep talk. Has questioning what a lot of time means, as if someone just told him to take a chill pill. Whoever said he has a lot of time left clearly didn't check his calendar. He's about to throw hands. With a passionate fist, he's yelling out his frustration. This guy's not here to play around. Turns out he's almost 60. Talk about a plot twist. He's on a clock. All right, folks, imagine this. You're 30, having a kid, and then boom, that kid is already turning 30. Our character here is grappling with the realization of time's sneaky passage, musing on how humans, unlike constellations, kind of have a short shelf life. Continuing this train of thought, the character wonders what life would look like with grandkids already running around had they started the family circus earlier. Talk about some serious life reflections. Suddenly, a late bloomer model student apologizes if any wrong was said. But fear not, our introspective hero assures them it's all good, and the real problem lies elsewhere. Our character sits down, heavy with the weight of their regrets. Life's been a roller coaster, and the ride's not looking like it's slowing down. There is a sudden moment of realization, marked by a dramatic exclamation point. Something's hit home. The character reminisces about a figure from the past whose back they just can't seem to forget. Talk about leaving a lasting impression. With a dramatic flair, we're shown the silhouette of this unforgettable figure, clad in armor, their presence looming large in the character's mind. Our character spills the beans about trying to become like this mystery figure, but it's been no walk in the park. Feeling the weight of it all, they admit to being exhausted. It's been a tough journey, and the toll is undeniable. The wear and tear show on their battle-worn attire, but there's a certain resilience despite the exhaustion. Concluding the reflection, our character admits to feeling too old now. If only I was a little younger, muses a mysterious figure with golden hair, their large glasses reflecting their thoughts of past glory days. The figure clutches a massive tome, hinting at the weight of their decision. Silence fills the air, adding to the gravity of the moment. A closer look at the figure reveals a sly smile, as if they've been planning this for a while. Anyway, I'm going to retire, so take note, declares the enigmatic character, making their intentions crystal clear. A muscular figure, obscured by shadows and mystic light, is informed that their contract is being canceled, advised to find another player. A vibrant, magical aura fills the space, suggesting that something powerful and mystical is about to go down. The scene becomes engulfed in blazing energy, a spectacle of power that signifies the weight of the moment. The mysterious figure, now revealed in full magical glory, hovers with an illuminated scroll, casting an overwhelming aura. The back of the muscular figure is shown as they witness the unfolding magical spectacle, their posture a mix of awe and anticipation. Suddenly, a swirl of dark, mysterious energy appears, leaving the character with wide-eyed surprise and curiosity. The scene you're witnessing right now hints at the unfolding mystery and the significant event taking place. The muscular figure, now facing the viewer, exclaims in shock, "Sea constellation." Clearly, they've encountered something beyond their understanding. A drip of suspense as the scene ends on a note of anticipation, leaving questions hanging in the air. Was my last memory as a 55-year-old. A vibrant swirl of energy wraps around a youthful figure in a striking blue attire. This late bloomer model student is tapping into a mysterious essence, utilizes the essence you have experimented with. A mysterious dark void, accentuated by glowing fragments, leaves us in suspense. A starry scene with cryptic words like return and regression fills the space. The word regression boldly stands out, hinting at a possible time reversal. The scene continues with the theme of regression and hints of a new beginning. Floating fragments against a dark backdrop continue to build the suspense. A dark void with shimmering fragments suggesting a mysterious atmosphere. A gradient transition hinting at a shift in the story's setting or mood. The words dungeons emerge in bold blue, heralding the start of an adventure, followed by and gates, adding a layer of intrigue. Reporter Park Jung-min is giving us the lowdown on some gnarly environments that have sparked the awakening of individuals. Could it be magic? Could it be science? Nah, it's manhwa logic, baby. Jung-min continues, or in other words, these are the playgrounds where players clock in and get to work. Sounds like a regular 9 to 5, but with more monsters and less coffee. Enter Han Hyun-jung, with hair as red as a chili pepper, confirming the reporter's assumptions with a calm, "Yes, that's correct." Hyun-jung, draped in her CEO swag, elaborates that these dungeons are like the training wheels for players. You know, like when you're learning to ride a bike, but instead of falling on the ground, you get eaten by a dragon. The conversation shifts to the mysterious gates. Hyun-jung and Jungmin are deep in discussion, sitting on a bench like they're waiting for a bus to the Twilight Zone. These gates, as they say, are portals to other dimensions. Places so unknown, even Google Maps throws up its hands and says, "You're on your own, buddy." On a TV screen, we see the duo chatting away, setting the stage for players who need to develop. It's like a TED Talk, but with more existential dread. Meanwhile, a shadowy figure with a head full of midnight black hair is pondering over the year's dungeons. Their back says, "I'm mysterious," but their posture says, "I'm tired." The mystery person seems to be having an existential crisis. I really have regressed. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, buddy. He's sitting there, knife in one hand and phone in the other, reminiscing about how long it's been since he last watched this series. Priorities, right? His boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do, eventually. For now, they just chill, because sometimes you gotta pause and appreciate the footwear. I've got a grasp on the situation, but 4 days have already passed. Our dude is clearly in deep thought, probably like, what the heck just happened? I'm still confused, though. To be precise, I've gone back by 30 years. Hold up, is this some kind of time travel shenanigan? After that, I lost consciousness, and it's all black, like a dramatic pause in a soap opera. When I woke up, our guy is wide-eyed, sitting on a bed like he's just seen a ghost, or maybe his younger self. I was in my studio apartment from 30 years ago. I wasn't in my 55-year-old body. Plot twist alert, he's in his younger self's pad, feeling all sorts of weird. But in my 25-year-old body, along with all my memories before I regressed, so he's basically a human time capsule. Must be super weird. No matter how much I think about it, the reason I regressed, cue the mysterious, shadowy vibes. It's like he's trying to solve the ultimate life puzzle. Must be because of the constellations miracle. There's no other explanation. Constellations, huh? Sounds like a cosmic lottery win to me. I'm still very confused. Well, whatever. Our hero's just throwing his hands up now, ready to roll with it. Should I go out and work? With a swish and a flick, he's got a weapon in hand. Guess it's time to face the world, or whatever's out there. Venomoth's dagger, a self-defense tool with some solid stats. The scene opens with a character gripping a dagger. It's not just any dagger, it's a bronze-tier dagger that our hero managed to score during this time. Despite its low rank, our hero knows this dagger has a secret up its sleeve, or should I say hilt. Yes, the dagger's got a hidden skill, and our hero is feeling pretty smug about knowing it. Our mysterious hero, with wild black hair and a sharp, intense aura, gears up for some kind of magical action. The dagger is now at the center of a magical storm, glowing with an ethereal light. The absorption rate is calculated, and it's a solid 20% due to previous usage. Not bad for a bronze tier artifact. Even though the absorption rate isn't sky high because our hero hasn't used it for long, there's something else that makes it important. And that something is the dagger's hidden skill. It's the real deal. The mana synchronization with the dagger has begun, setting the stage for some epic action. Our hero is enveloped in energy, looking like they're straight out of an anime transformation sequence. From head to toe, our hero is charged up, ready to rock and roll. The gap of unconsciousness is a space our protagonist needs to bypass to munch down on an artifact. Sounds like a magical food adventure, right? With a hint of nerves, our guy admits he's always a bit jittery when stepping into this mystical kitchen. Who wouldn't be when you have no idea what's cooking? Then a mysterious sound effect punctuates the scene, leaving us all in suspense. Sparks fly as the anticipation builds up in this magical realm. And voila, a dish descends from the heavens. Is it a celestial buffet or just a fancy light show? From behind, we see our hero enveloped in cosmic energy, preparing for the feast. His expression, hidden in thought or perhaps surprise, as he braces for what's next. With a dramatic frame, the narrative confirms preparations to absorb Venomoth's dagger are complete. Seems like a fancy name for a meal, huh? Finally, the reveal. A glorious, mouth-watering rotisserie barbecue chicken glistens under the cosmic lights. Our hero's face may be blurred, but you can almost see the drool. The chicken bounces with life, as if it's excited to be the main course. The dish is officially named Rotisserie Barbecue Chicken Drizzled with Olive Oil, a fancy name for a fancy feast. Relief washes over our hero as he realizes it's a normal dish. No bizarre ingredients today. Phew. Our protagonist, still obscured, breathes a sigh of relief. No monstrous meals in sight. A chuckle escapes him as he confesses his relief. He was worried about facing a humid swamp centipede dish. Lucky for him, it's just a rotisserie chicken. If it's a dish like this, our guy here can eat it anytime. He's got a smirk on his face, like he's about to enjoy the best meal of his life. As he takes a bite of what looks like a magical chicken leg, a notification pops up. The absorption of Venomoth's dagger has begun. The meal's not just for satisfying hunger. It's giving him some serious gains with a permanent agility boost of +2. Looks like this meal's got some serious perks. And just like that, a hidden skill called Demon Bash is unlocked. Talk about a power-packed meal. The dagger itself begins to shatter into pieces, glowing with energy as it's completely absorbed. Venomoth's dagger, now fully absorbed, has vanished forever. But no worries, it served its purpose well. With a final whoosh, the absorption process is complete. Our hero looks pretty satisfied with the result. A quick phew escapes his lips as he relaxes, clearly pleased with the outcome of his meal. Has a bit wistful about the dagger being destroyed, but hey, he wasn't going to use it anyway. The plan worked like a charm, and our protagonist has gained a useful skill just as he intended. With a confident grin, he's ready to move on to the next adventure. This guy's got style. Time to hit the road. Our mysterious hero is on the move, ready to see what the world throws at him next. All right, folks, we're diving straight into a bright and beautiful sky. But hold up, what's that? A mysterious portal pops up. Things are getting interesting. The scene shifts and reveals a bustling street where folks seem to be gathering around this new spectacle. It's dungeon number 85, and Team Yoon Daekyung is on the scene. Among the hustle, someone shouts out to team leader Yoon Daekyung, drawing his attention. The leader appears to be taking notes, or maybe jotting down a grocery list. Who knows? But he's approached by someone from the Porter Group. It seems the Porter Group leader has an issue. One of his team members, a newbie named Shin Sang-yoon, has pulled out. Well, ain't that a surprise? The newcomer Shin Sang-yoon is getting a promotion of sorts, joining the player team. This unexpected news hits like a plot twist, and there's a loud pardon from the Porter Group leader. The Porter Group leader looks baffled, confirming Shin's move to the player team instead of the Porter team. Team leader Yoon Daekyung, looking all cool in his armor, reassures that he approved the switch. No biggie, right? But the Porter Group leader is freaking out. He's like, dude, and he hasn't finished the player academy yet. Adding a guy like him to your team has never been done before. Two figures stand face to face, one in a futuristic blue armor, the other in casual attire. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. If you do that, the teams will be unbalanced. How am I supposed to distribute the work? The team leader, Porter, team leader. The armored figure towers over the guy in blue, who looks like he's just seen a ghost. A hand rests on his shoulder, and the air is tense. Yes, yes, don't I take care of everything? Like my party and the contribution system distribution. Oh, ha ha, of course, I apologize. A serene blue sky oversees the armored figures standing together, while the guy in blue seems to contemplate his life choices. Really, if you give those Porter bastards a chance to talk, balance, my ass. But sir, why did you accept him? I also think it's unexpected. What, you two? Ha, if someone's going to die, it would be him, not us. One armored individual seems deep in thought, perhaps contemplating the gravity of the situation. He needs to act up and die so those porters shut up. That way our value is also maintained. And what can a level 1 idiot even do? Ha ha. Oh, ha ha, I didn't know that was your intention. Hello, starting today, I will be working as a player. A bold entrance by a character with a slick outfit, sword strapped on back, ready to dive into action. My name is Shin Sang-yoon. A group of individuals, most likely porters, seem to be whispering amongst themselves. A couple of armored fellas seem to be sharing a chuckle, perhaps at the expense of the newcomer. Everyone's very expressive, although I expected as much. Shin Sang-yoon, in the spotlight, appears unfazed by the shadowy figures around him. But aren't they taking it too far by not even... Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. The newbie has graced us with his presence, and his arrival is met with laughter and excitement. Who is this armored fellow, you ask? Just someone who knows how to make an entrance. As the mysterious armored figure towers over Sang-yoon, our protagonist, he is greeted warmly and with a hint of humor. Sang-yoon, right? Nice to meet you, says the armored man, relieved that Sang-yoon didn't pull a classic late entrance on his first day. With a curious glance, the armored figure notices Sang-yoon's weapon choice. Your weapon, is that a longsword? He asks, clearly intrigued by Sang-yoon's bold selection. Sang-yoon, caught slightly off guard, stands with his longsword slung over his shoulder. He's ready to roll, but there's a hint of Kai. I hope I don't mess this up in his posture. Trying to reassure his new armored friend, Sang-yoon explains his unconventional training method. Yes, I studied a lot of videos on YouTube, he admits, as if YouTube is the new dojo for aspiring swordsmen. The armored man appreciates Sang-yoon's enthusiasm, but gently reminds him of the challenge ahead. A longsword is one of the hardest types of swords to wield, though, he comments, making sure Sang-yoon knows he's got a tough road ahead. Despite the challenges, Sang-yoon pledges to protect himself and earn the trust of his new companion. He clenches his fist with determination, ready to dive headfirst into this new adventure. The armored man, amused by Sang-yoon's resolve, bursts into a hearty laugh. Gaha! You have spirit! Good, good, he exclaims, clearly thrilled by Sang-yoon's fighting spirit. In a show of camaraderie, the armored man stands beside Sang-yoon, both ready to face whatever challenges come their way. Men need to have spirit, just like me, the armored figure declares, as if rallying Sang-yoon for the journey ahead. All right, folks, buckle up. The hype is real as our adventurers shout. Now, let's start the dungeon raid. They're all fired up and ready to dive into the depths of mystery and mayhem. Our scene shifts to an impressive crew. They're a mix of armor-clad warriors and a cool dude in a black trench coat sporting a sword. These brave souls are totally ready to rumble, and they're rallying with a hearty coins. Let's go wild. Next up, we witness some kind of electric vortex, a portal, perhaps, crackling with energy, ready to transport our heroes to the heart of the dungeon. The adventurers march bravely toward the portal, their silhouettes cast against the luminous blue light. It's like a scene from a rock concert, minus the guitars. Strategically, someone reminds the group to stay on standby once they enter. Nothing like a little practical advice before leaping into chaos. One of our bold adventurers, probably with a bit of a competitive streak, muses aloud, I wonder how many I'm gonna kill today. Friendly competition, right? His buddy laughs it off, stating confidently, haha, I don't know about that, but I do know I'm gonna kill more than you. A healthy bit of rivalry always spices things up. Now we see a pair of feet stepping dramatically forward, entering the unknown. Cue the suspenseful music. An armored warrior with a skeptical look stands behind the trenchcoat guy, pondering silently. Maybe he's thinking about dinner. Finally, Mr. Armor seems to question the wisdom of our YouTube-trained hero. He studied on YouTube? How ridiculous. Ah, the skepticism of the old guard. His doubt deepens, questioning whether our hero thinks dungeons are just a walk in the park. Has clearly not impressed by the YouTube-certified dungeon raider, musing that the hero is arrogant just because he's awakened and became a player. A shadowy figure stands tall and ready, with a sword strapped to his back. His outfit, a blend of casual and tactical, suggests he's no stranger to danger. The winds of adventure are calling, and this guy looks like he's ready to answer. His hand rests confidently on the hilt of his sword, as if he's itching for action. The air is filled with a blue, ethereal glow that gives the scene an otherworldly vibe. This guy is definitely not just out for a stroll. The ominous text suggests that someone might be biting off more than they can chew. Looks like he has a death wish, it reads. Well, whoever he is, he's either really brave or just plain crazy. Here comes some strategy talk, because every good plan needs a mastermind behind it. Apparently, there's a raid strategy in play, and someone has put some serious thought into it. Let's hope it was worth the effort. Orcs are in the house. These guys look like they mean business, and with a face like that, you'd better be prepared to dance or run real fast. The orc's weapon is a gnarly piece of work, ready to slice and dice anything in its path. This ain't your average dungeon. It's the Wailing Wall for newbies. Talk about an unfriendly welcome. More text, and it's clear someone thinks this mystery adventurer is about to get a harsh lesson in humility. He'll know his place very soon. Yikes! Sounds like a showdown is brewing. Another mysterious face, this time with spiky, red-tinted hair. The anticipation builds as this character seems to be reacting to the unfolding drama. Enter the commentator, who's not pulling any punches. This stupid idiot, they exclaim. Maybe they're referring to the daring adventurer, or perhaps they mean the orcs. Hard to say, but it's definitely getting heated. The tension continues to rise as the word "this" hangs in the air. What will happen next? The suspense is palpable. Back to our spiky-haired friend, who seems to be processing the whole stupid idiot situation. They're clearly deep in thought, or maybe just questioning their life choices. And there it is again, stupid, idiot. It's like the universe is trying to teach someone a lesson, but who is the real fool here? A blank page, a moment of silence before the storm, the calm before the inevitable clash. What's coming next? Only time will tell. In a snowy backdrop, a squad of armored warriors strides through an arched hallway, their faces obscured, but their resolve unmistakable. They're ready to bring some serious whoop-ass. The ground bears witness to the chaos as a massive axe lies shattered, surrounded by debris. This ain't your average cleanup on aisle 5. The battlefield is littered with fallen foes, their vibrant, marked skins stark against the cold ground. Someone's been busy. A closer look at the defeated foes reveals their fierce expressions frozen in time. These guys didn't go down without a fight. More of the battlefield and its defeated occupants come into view, the scene painted with shadows and the remnants of a fierce struggle. An intense question hovers in the air. Who the hell is he? Clearly, someone made quite the impression. Amidst the chaos, a giant axe stands out, hinting at the power of the battle that just took place. That's one gnarly piece of hardware. A lone figure, cloaked in shadows and mystery, stands facing a colossal adversary, wielding a sword with an air of confidence. The stakes just got higher. The ground is stained with the aftermath of battle, a testament to the ferocity of the fight. This ain't no walk in the park. The scene shifts to a haunting image, the remnants of the battle casting long shadows. Amidst a swirling vortex of shadows and light, mysterious glowing symbols float in the air, casting an ethereal glow. A silhouette of a man, his back turned to us, is enveloped in the swirling energy. His hair is dark, his presence commanding yet enigmatic, as blue sparks dance around him. The energy seems to wrap around him like a cloak, its dark tendrils seeping into the very fabric of the air. The scene is awash in the dark, starry abyss, with specks of blue light shimmering like distant stars in a void. Because of this, new players who are arrogant often jump into a fight against orcs without really thinking too much. Here, we see our fiery hero, engulfed in flames, ready to take on the world, or at least the nearest orc. Our brave warrior, with one boot and one shin guard, strides forward with fiery determination. "Here I go," he shouts, charging into the fray with all the confidence of someone who definitely didn't read the manual. The orcs, as the narration explains, are pretty straightforward folks. But simplicity doesn't mean easy. Our hero is about to find out the hard way. "Here I go," he exclaims, launching himself forward with the enthusiasm of a kid on a sugar high. Meet our protagonist. With a smirk that says, "I got this," he's racing towards an adventure. The narration clues us in. The orc's traits are rather simple, but simplicity can pack a punch. An explosive clash. Our hero meets his match, and it's not the kind of meet-cute you'd find in a rom-com. The sound effects scream impact as he gets a face full of orc. Just how big are these guys? Well, on average, they're a whopping 250 centimeters tall and weigh 180 kilograms. That's a lot of orc. Our hero finds himself in a bit of a pickle, as the orc, with glowing red eyes, holds him up like a trophy. Things look grim as the narration explains the physical trait that gives orcs an overwhelming power gap against humans. The orc stands tall, menacing, with a sword by his side. Our hero's in trouble, and it's going to take more than a pep talk to get out of this one. The physical trait gives them an overwhelming gap in power against humans, and our hero's about to get a first-hand demonstration of what that looks like. An overwhelming gap in power against humans. The words loom ominously, and they're not just talking about an arm wrestling match. A splash of red fills the frame, signaling a brutal end to the skirmish. Our hero's learning the hard way that orcs don't play nice. The orc, eyes aglow, stands amidst a sea of red, a picture of terror. For this reason, orcs were given the nickname, the Wall of Lament. This intriguing opener leaves us pondering the significance of this title. The title page of the manhwa, with bold, blue letters, sets the stage for a thrilling adventure. As we delve deeper, the scene shifts to a shadowy dungeon with torchlit walls where a group of adventurers make their way through, exuding confidence and determination. The party of adventurers is diverse, featuring warriors clad in armor and cloaks, with their leader taking the front, leading them into the unknown. Among these seasoned adventurers, a newbie named Shin Sang-hyun makes his entrance, immediately catching the attention of a fellow adventurer. Someone calls out to Shin Sang-hyun, letting him know that as a newbie, he's on his own. The message is clear. This is a sink-or-swim situation. A whisper of disapproval floats through the air, questioning Sang-hyun's boldness in acting like a player so soon after awakening. One of the adventurers mutters "arrogant bastard" as Sang-hyun strides confidently ahead, seemingly unfazed by the hostile reception. Undeterred, Sang-hyun laughs it off and promises to try his hardest, showing a hint of optimism despite the cold welcome. A close-up of Sang-hyun reveals his resolve, though internally has grappling with the realization that no one is nice to newbies. A nearby adventurer sarcastically encourages Sang-hyun not just to do his best, but to actually do well, amplifying the pressure he's under. With a touch of skepticism, another adventurer dismisses Sang-hyun's promise to try his. The man with the blurred face stands in silence, pondering something serious. One character eagerly asks if he can fight on the front lines when they encounter a monster. Bold move, right? Mr. Armor here is caught off guard, turning to his enthusiastic companion with a puzzled pat. What? Just as Mr. Armor starts to question his buddy's sanity, the tension in the air rises. Suddenly, the armored character is visibly startled. "Huh," he utters, with a bead of sweat trickling down his face. Then, an alarmed shout pierces the air. "Aye, it's an orc!" Oh boy, things just got real. The fearsome orc makes its grand entrance, flexing those massive green muscles. It's about to go down. With a menacing orc approaching, one of our characters looks utterly terrified, while another seems ready to rumble. As the tension rises, a character simply exclaims, "Oh, talk about an understatement." The protagonist is amped up, thinking, "My first battle after regressing," has ready to take on the orc. As the protagonist steps forward, the action kicks off, and the intensity is palpable. Suddenly, the orc lets out a ferocious roar, "Crag!" signaling the start of the showdown. The armored character raises his shield, bracing himself for the orc's attack. It's gonna be epic. A powerful attack is launched, and the page is filled with dynamic action lines. In the heat of the moment, one character yells out, clearly upset, "You fucker! Are you out of your damn mind?" This outburst sets the tone for the tension between these two comrades. The confrontation continues with a sarcastic remark. "How are you going to use a greatsword when you move that slowly?" Apparently, someone's sword skills aren't quite up to snuff. A calm yet dismissive voice retorts, You didn't need to help me, as if to say, I'm good, I got this. But the looming threat says otherwise. The scene shifts to an intense visual of the two characters facing a formidable green giant. One character is ready to fight with a sword, while the other watches the beast's every move. So stop running your mouth and prove your skill, one character demands, emphasizing the need for action over words. The tension is palpable, but the challenge is undeniable. As if the universe heard the call for gratitude, another voice snaps back with, "You should be grateful, you little." But the end of the sentence is lost in the chaos. An axe swings through the air, a blur of motion and danger, threatening the characters who are locked in their verbal and physical spar. A dramatic close-up reveals the blurred expression of one character as the axe swings dangerously close. The tension rises to a fever pitch. Eyes wide with shock, the character gasps, "Gasp!" A moment of realization or fear as the life-threatening situation becomes clear. A sudden loud quack echoes as the green beast and one of the characters clash, shield against might, in a fierce battle for survival. The intense fight continues, with one character standing firm, shield up, as the green behemoth towers, ready for its next move. Surprise and tension fill the air, punctuated by a stark as the unpredictable nature of battle unfolds. Boom! A fierce clash erupts, sending shockwaves through the air. Our armored warrior ducks swiftly, avoiding the impact. With a mighty swing, he sends the green brute crashing down, creating a massive crater. The sound of impact echoes, leaving dust and debris swirling around. Our warrior, clearly annoyed, turns to his comrades and yells, "Are you both here on a picnic?" He continues, "Get it together," as if he's trying to rally his troops from a lazy afternoon. One of the comrades sheepishly replies, "I'm sorry," while another exclaims, "Man, that was amazing." The warrior takes charge, shouting, "Stay back! He'll take care of this guy," as he faces the green giant head-on. With shield and sword at the ready, he stands his ground, preparing for the next assault. The green brute, roaring Grakar and Roktar, charges at him with wild determination. The warrior braces himself, blocking the attack with his shield, as sparks fly from the collision. The intensity of the clash is palpable, as the warrior holds firm against the overwhelming force. Our hero, in gleaming armor, boldly confronts a monstrous green adversary. "This is nothing," he shouts as he dives into action, his sword poised to strike. The beast, a massive green entity, stands its ground. Muscles rippling, it readies itself to counter the hero's attack. The creature lets out a low growl, its grimace revealing rows of sharp teeth as it prepares to retaliate. With unwavering resolve, the hero thrusts his sword into the beast's heart, drawing a spray of green blood. A voice from the sidelines exclaims, "You're doing amazing, team leader," cheering on our valiant warrior. The support squad, a group of intrepid adventurers, watches with bated breath. "He pierced its heart," one shouts excitedly. Questions arise among the group. Is it dead now? As the tension mounts. The beast's eyes flare a menacing red, its toothy grin suggesting the fight is far from over. A powerful voice calls out, "Graktar," as the beast, seemingly revitalized, raises its axe with a furious roar. Undeterred, the hero prepares to deliver another strike, his sword poised to meet the beast's renewed assault. The hero is taken aback, his focus momentarily shaken by the beast's unexpected resurgence. The page opens with a dramatic arc of energy slicing through the air, hinting at the intense battle between the characters. The tension is palpable, and the stakes are high. The warrior, clad in shining armor, is locked in a fierce battle with a hulking green monster. The monster's menacing presence contrasts sharply with the warrior's determined stance. Despite the warrior's best efforts, his attacks fail to kill the monster. His frustration is evident as he exclaims, "Shh! It didn't kill him!" A moment of silence follows, with a character's silhouette and a speech bubble filled with ellipses indicating a pause in the action. The text reveals that Yoon Dae-kyung, supposedly the highest-level character in the scene, struggles against the monster, unable to land a decisive blow. Yoon Dae-kyung's level is revealed to be only 50, highlighting his difficulty in dealing critical damage to the monster. The warrior, with fury in his eyes, shouts, "You bastard," as he swings his weapon with all his might. The battle continues with a close-up of the warrior's fierce expression as he charges at the monster. The green monster's silhouette looms ominously as the battle intensifies. The page ends with a defiant "take this" from the monster. The scene bursts with a loud "karch" as our hero faces off against a fearsome orc. The air is tense with the promise of epic action, and you can almost hear the crunch of armor and the roar of the beast. The clash of steel and the cry of battle pierce through the air as our protagonist delivers a powerful strike. The orc, looking like it's been hit by a freight train, seems to be on the receiving end of some serious smackdown. A close-up shot shows the hero's determined form, his armor gleaming under the stress of battle. It's clear he's not here to play. This is a life-or-death moment. With an emphatic "die already," the hero makes his intentions very clear. It's a no-nonsense, take-no-prisoners attitude that's as sharp as his sword. The orc is finally defeated, collapsing dramatically. Our hero stands tall, looking like a total boss while his vanquished foe crumbles into dust. The crowd of onlookers is in shock, witnessing the hero's strength firsthand. "He killed it!" rings out, capturing the disbelief and awe in the air. A diverse group of adventurers stands in formation, clearly impressed by the one-man wrecking crew they just witnessed. Each one is a character in their own right, adding to the colorful tapestry of this adventure. "He killed an orc on his own," someone exclaims, as whispers of admiration ripple through the group. Our hero, perhaps a bit bashful, downplays the feat with a chuckle. Our hero, with a blurred face but a distinctive presence, turns to his companions. His armor pristine, hair styled with purpose, has the embodiment of a knight in shining armor. He checks on his team, asking, "Are you all right?" It's a moment of leadership and care, showing that he's not just about swinging swords, but also about keeping his crew safe. The group responds enthusiastically. Of course, their faces light up, radiating trust and camaraderie. It's clear this hero is the glue holding them together. Finally, a voice rings out, "You're so dependable," sealing the deal on our hero's status as the MVP of this saga. There's no doubt that with him around, the team's got nothing to fear. With a rousing shout, "Then let's get Ogar!" the scene is set for an epic confrontation. The energy is electric as the call to arms echoes through the hall. A team of armored warriors stands ready, their faces obscured but their resolve clear. They're geared up and steeled for battle, a mix of metal and determination. A lone sword cuts through the tension, the sharpness of the blade mirrored in the intensity of the moment. What's coming next is anyone's guess. The air vibrates with anticipation as a powerful voice cries out, "Kraktar!" The sound reverberates, echoing down the corridors. From the shadows emerge fearsome orcs, their silhouettes a testament to their sheer size and strength. These are no ordinary foes. A close-up of the orcs reveals their fierce red eyes and wicked grins, muscles rippling under their skin. This is a force to be reckoned with. One orc stands out, with a striking hairstyle and piercing gaze. His presence alone speaks volumes of his power and rank among the horde. The camera zooms in on another orc, brandishing a fearsome set of tusks and a mane of wild hair. This guy means business. The gleam of polished armor catches the light, a reminder of the strength and protection it offers. The orcs are not just brawn, but well-equipped too. A massive axe, sharp and deadly, is held with a grip that promises destruction. It's a weapon that speaks of countless battles fought. A voice rings out in surprise and fear. High orcs? Armored orcs, too. The realization hits like a hammer as the gravity of the situation sinks in. The team, a mix of armor-clad fighters and archers, turns to their leader. Their faces show a mixture of concern and readiness for the fight ahead. Under pressure, the team looks to their leader for a decision. We see a member of the team suggesting a retreat for the safety of everyone. It's a tense moment with the team facing some serious danger. The armored guy is internally freaking out, realizing he's not ready to take on multiple orcs. I mean, one orc is a challenge, but an army? Yikes. Someone's looking for a chance to prove themselves, asking if they could give it a try. Talk about bravery, or maybe just a dash of insanity. The hallway is filled with these menacing orcs marching forward. Our crew is in a bit of a pickle, facing a formidable force. A sword-wielding member of the team is shocked, probably by someone's bold or outrageous statement. The tension is high as someone yells at Shin Sang-yoon, questioning his sanity. Seems like Sang-yoon's got a wild idea in mind. A team member admits to the leader that maybe they dropped the ball on training Sangyun. Oops, someone's in trouble. Even though Sangyun's got some newfound powers, the team's reminding him to keep his cool and not get too carried away. Looks like someone is gearing up for action, as a sword is swung with determination. Things are about to get real. There is confusion as the action unfolds. Hey, you're gonna get yourself killed. That's the kind of warning you don't take lightly, especially in a place where danger lurks around every corner. The scene shifts to a band of warriors, decked out in shining armor, facing off against a menacing green-skinned foe. It's a classic setup for an epic showdown. Out of nowhere, a figure in a slick black suit enters the fray, moving with the agility of a ninja, ready to make an impact. A massive sword swings through the air, striking with a force that shatters the ground, sending debris flying in all directions. An explosive impact follows, and it becomes clear that something monumental has just occurred on the battlefield. The dust settles to reveal the aftermath of the strike, with rocks and debris scattered everywhere. A group of red-skinned orcs, all muscle and menace, stands ready for battle. They're not your average foes. These guys mean business. The orcs are armed to the teeth, ready to unleash their fury, but something big is about to go down. One of the orcs meets a brutal fate, split clean in two, leaving the battlefield painted in a shocking display of power. A lone warrior stands victorious, holding a bloodied greatsword, reflecting on the might of his weapon and the clean cut he just delivered. The observers are left in disbelief, whispering among themselves about the sheer strength and skill of this mysterious swordsman. Faces blurred with shock, the onlookers try to comprehend the incredible feat that just unfolded in front of them. Among the whispers, one voice stands out, expressing disbelief at the sight of a high orc being split in two. Even with a greatsword, that's no small feat. The scene opens with Shin Sangyun, our protagonist, contemplating his current situation. Is it because I'm still level 1? He wonders aloud, questioning if his lack of experience is affecting his swordsmanship. He notes that his latest slice wasn't as clean as he knows it can be. Shin is revealed, looking quite dapper in his dark attire, with a massive, blood-stained sword resting on his shoulder. His eyes are sharp, and he exudes a confidence that contrasts with his earlier self-doubt. The camera pans down, showing Shin's boots firmly planted on the ground, a testament to his readiness for action. A player info screen pops up, giving us the lowdown on Shin Sangyun. Has level 1, has no title or constellation, but possesses an exclusive skill called Devour Artifacts. Has consumed 1 artifact, and his stats are displayed: 200 HP, 20 MP, and 40 EXP. The screen fades to white, leaving us in anticipation of what's next. A fierce red-skinned monster appears, its eyes glowing ominously, and it growls a menacing grog. The creature's powerful, muscular body is on full display, veins bulging and teeth bared, ready for a showdown. The page transitions to the monster's battle cry, Mokto, vibrating through the air. The beast charges forward with a mighty rinkir, its muscles tensed and ready to strike as the air around it crackles with energy. Shin, ever the cool cat, is unfazed by the incoming threat. He looks up at the monster, calculating his next move. Shin leaps into action, sword at the ready, declaring, "I may be low level," as he prepares to counter the attack. "But I have quite the experience under my belt." He finishes, his resolve clear as he grips. The scene bursts with energy as a massive blade arcs downwards, its glow contrasting sharply against the dark backdrop. There's a palpable sense of motion, like the whole world is holding its breath for the clash. 2 titans collide, muscles bulging, eyes blazing with determination. It's a wrestling match on steroids, and neither side is giving an inch. Amidst the chaos, a lone figure, our protagonist, comes into view. His coat billows like a cape, adding an extra layer of drama to his already mysterious aura. With precision, he grips his sword, a weapon that looks like it could cleave a mountain in 2. This guy clearly means business, and it's about to get real. The blade swings, leaving a trail of energy and power. It's like watching a comet slice through the night sky, leaving a fiery afterglow. The air crackles with intensity, and a guttural growl echoes, hinting at the pain inflicted by our hero's strike. Talk about a mic drop moment. Emerging from the dust and chaos, a creature with a demonic visage stands its ground, eyes glowing with malevolence. This ain't your average Saturday morning cartoon villain. Our hero, undeterred, faces the monster with unwavering resolve. It's clear he's not just here for the fun of it, he's got a mission. There is a moment of calm before the storm, as energy gathers once more. You can almost hear the crowd chanting for the next round. With a sly grin and a glint in his eye, our hero asks the ultimate question, do you know? It's the kind of line that leaves you hanging, waiting for blood splatters across the page, signaling the intensity of the battle. It's a scene that screams no chill, as if the battle itself wrote a letter to gore. The monstrous warrior, muscles bulging and eyes glowing red, faces off against an unseen adversary with a blade that looks like it could slice through a mountain. Enter our hero, or anti-hero, Shin Sang-yoon, the dude with a brooding demeanor and a massive sword to match. He's swinging that thing like he's got beef with the universe. Another splash of blood and a dramatic script character appears, underscoring the epic showdown. As the dust settles, a voice echoes, a reminder of past victories, or perhaps a taunt. How many foes have fallen to this mysterious fighter in days gone by? Recognition dawns and fear follows. Is that really Shin Sang-yin? Someone exclaims, eyes wide with disbelief. It's like seeing a ghost, but scarier. Whispers fill the air. He might actually kill them all. I'm not even kidding. And you know things are serious when people start not kidding. With a mighty swing, Shin's sword becomes a blur of motion, carving its own path through the chaos. His focus is unwavering, his face masked in shadows, a silhouette of determination and wrath. One could almost hear the final boss music playing. With a clenched fist, Shin delivers the chilling line, "You're the last one." It's the kind of line that makes you rethink all your life choices. The page fades into a streak of light, a testament to the power being unleashed. The calm before the final storm. The moment of truth is here, folks. A chilling shout echoes through the air, armored orc, signaling the arrival of a fearsome creature. Standing in the midst of swirling shadows, the armored orc looms large, with its glowing red eyes and massive armored body. It's clear this beast means business. Our brave protagonist, sporting a determined look and a trusty sword, stares up at the towering orc, ready to dance with danger. With a swift and precise motion, our hero plants his foot firmly, preparing to launch into action. This ain't no dance-off, but he's ready to move. A dramatic sound effect reverberates, adding to the tension and urgency of the moment. The clash is imminent. The orc's face is now in full view, a terrifying visage of red eyes and sharp fangs. It lets out a fierce roar, Grakar, sending chills down the spine. An explosive sound rips through the scene, intensifying the showdown as the orc readies its massive weapon. With a mighty swing, the orc attacks, its weapon cutting through the air with immense power. Our hero, undeterred, dives forward, dodging the brutal assault. Rubble flies as the orc's attack lands, but our protagonist's eyes glint with determination, glowing blue with a mysterious energy. Another swift sound effect punctuates the scene, hinting at the rapid movements and quick reflexes of our hero. The scene explodes with a dramatic slash across the sky, signaling a high-stakes battle. Our hero is in the thick of it, facing off against a gigantic beast. The hero, a young man with tousled black hair, is giving it his all, swinging his weapon with precision and force. But the beast's thick, armored hide deflects the blow with ease. As the action continues, the hero's attack cuts through the darkness, creating a stark contrast against the beast's massive form. The scene shifts to a close-up of a character in armor, their face a mask of panic as they shout, "Aye, its skin is too thick!" Clearly, this battle is not going as planned. The armored character, who sports a sharp haircut and a determined expression, is exasperated by the situation. "The attack didn't work," they exclaim, realizing the gravity of the predicament. A sense of urgency fills the air as the armored character declares, "This isn't good," indicating that the battle's outcome is uncertain and potentially disastrous. The beast, with its intimidating antlers and glowing red eyes, looms menacingly. Its presence is a reminder of the danger our hero faces. The hero, undeterred, readies himself for another attack. His resolve is unwavering, even in the face of such a daunting The scene begins with a close-up of someone lying on the ground, looking quite distressed. The atmosphere is tense, and you can almost hear their heart pounding like a bass drum at a rock concert. The next panel reveals someone standing over the distressed individual, dismissively telling them, "Don't be so dramatic." This person's face is obscured, but they exude an aura of nonchalance, as if they just brushed off a mosquito. Suddenly, a loud noise or exclamation cuts through the tension, leaving us on the edge of our seats, wondering what could possibly be next. A monstrous figure with glowing red eyes and a bone-adorned appearance bursts onto the scene. This creature looks like it just stepped out of a nightmare, ready to rumble. Amidst the chaos, a skill icon appears, indicating the activation of Demon Bash Love 1. This skill seems to pack a punch, quite literally. The skill's activation is confirmed with a flashy display, highlighting its potential to turn the tide of battle. The monstrous creature appears to be affected by the skill, its movements hindered as if it's been hit by an invisible force field. From the back, we see our mysterious skill user standing firm, their presence commanding in the midst of this wild showdown. A detailed description of the Demon Bash skill is provided, revealing it as a hidden skill that hinders targets, whether monsters or humans, for a brief period. This skill seems like a real game changer. Our skill user maintains their cool, instructing the creature to stay still just like that, as if talking to a disobedient pet. A closer look at our mysterious figure, now revealed to be a young man with dark hair and a confident smirk, is clearly in control of the situation, ready to take on whatever comes next. The tension ramps up again with another loud exclamation, as if the air itself is holding its breath. A desperate shout of Jigrakar echoes through the scene, the source of this cry filled with fear or desperation. The monstrous creature is shown in close-up, its glowing red eyes wide with panic, as if realizing it's in deep trouble. The final panel depicts a blur of action, the creature possibly retreating or being repelled by the mysterious young man's skill. The air is thick with tension as the scene opens to a chaotic clash. A monstrous creature seems to be in a wild rampage, leaving behind a trail of destruction and a lingering sense of dread. Amidst the chaos, the battle continues with intensity. The creature roars and thrashes, its ferocity unmatched. Those in its path are left to face its wrath, with the scene painting a grim picture of the battlefield. In the midst of the chaos, a group of armored knights appears, seemingly caught off guard by the carnage. They stand in shock as the creature lays waste to everything in its path. One armored figure seems particularly taken aback as the scene unfolds into a bloodbath. A swirling mass of energy and motion dominates the scene as the battle reaches a fever pitch. The knights can only watch as the creature's fury knows no bounds, painting the ground crimson with its power. A pause in the action reveals the aftermath of the chaos. The creature's rampage has left a path of destruction, and the knights stand aghast, trying to process what they've just witnessed. The knights, their faces blurred in shock, are left pondering the spectacle. One knight, clad in shining armor, grips his sword and shield tightly, almost as if trying to reassure himself of his own reality amidst the surreal scene. A voice echoes in the chamber, filled with disbelief. What the hell did I just witness? The realization of the chaos begins to settle in, as the knights try to make sense of the incredible feat that unfolded before their eyes. Questions arise among the knights. Didn't he awaken just 3 days ago? The scene pans out to reveal a corridor littered with fallen foes, the aftermath of the mysterious fighter's extraordinary power. Amidst the carnage, the knights stand facing the mysterious figure. The stranger's aura is palpable, and the fallen enemies bear witness to his overwhelming might. The knights are left in awe and fear, struggling to comprehend the power on display. The knights discuss the hindrance skill used by the mysterious figure, their words tinged with amazement and disbelief. The skill's potency seems to far exceed anything they have encountered before. It becomes clear that the skill wasn't just any ordinaries, it was an even ultra-short hindrance. The words hang in the air, a testament to the magnitude of what they've witnessed. The mysterious figure stands with his back turned, his blade drenched in the blood of his foes. His presence is commanding, yet shrouded in mystery, as the knights continue to grapple with the implications of his power. Amidst the aftermath, the reality of the situation begins to settle in. The knights meet our skeptical onlookers, baffled by the newcomer's deft handling of the greatsword. One of them wonders if they should ask him what kind of YouTube videos he's been watching. Yeah, because binge-watching Epic Sword Skills 101 is definitely a thing. The scene shifts to our mysterious, newly awakened character, who's got mad skills even against an armored orc. The crowd can't wrap their heads around how someone who awakened only a few days ago can be such a badass. Boom, level up time. Our hero's skills are off the charts, and he's now got a new title, Fearless Immature Puppy. Alright, it's not the most intimidating title, but hey, it's got +5 evasion, so who's complaining? Our main character, with his stylish black hair and cool demeanor, is analyzing his stats. He doesn't really care about the level up, but the title's evasion bonus is a sweet perk. He muses, "Evasion? That's nice as hell. You've got unused bonus stat points, and it's time to make the big decision." Our hero is pondering which stat to raise with his single available point. Yep, just one lonely point. Decisions. Our mysterious protagonist, sporting some slick black hair and a determined look, is busy tapping his way through the status menu. All those stats like strength, stamina, and mana, but he's got his eyes on something else. He's already made up his mind on which stat he's going to raise. Apparently, last time around, he learned this lesson the hard way. Ain't nobody got time for repeat mistakes. Turns out, luck is the name of the game. He gives it a boost, knowing all too well how it's tied to skill hit rates and artifact drops. It's like investing in a stock that's sure to rise. Why is luck so important, you ask? Well, it's directly tied to skill hit rates and artifact drop rates. This guy knows it's not just a nice to have, it's a must-have. Luck's been cranked up a notch, and not a moment too soon. Just as the screen announces the player's luck has increased, he finds himself faced with a group of armored folks. Talk about timing. Our heroes caught the attention of a knightly-looking dude who seems to know him. His face says, "I know you, but do I really?" The suspense is real. The knight, all curious and whatnot, is onto him about a skill called hindrance. It's like he's got a sixth sense for these things. Where's Sherlock when you need him? The knight's pressing on, wanting to know where our main man picked up such a skill. Meanwhile, the protagonist's inner monologue reveals has regressed and is using his knowledge wisely. Our protagonist, with a sly grin and a laugh, can't exactly spill the... Our scene opens with a knight, armored up and clearly surprised, pointing an accusatory finger at a mysterious figure. The knight stammers out, "Why you whoa," clearly flabbergasted by the presence of this mysterious character. As the tension escalates, the knight demands answers. Do you think that makes any sense? This guy is clearly having a meltdown, grasping at straws, hoping for some logical explanation. The mysterious figure, unfazed, gives a simple yet cutting reply. Don't just try to avoid the question. Oh snap, someone's not playing around. A new image reveals the knight standing with a companion, both of them looking like they've seen a ghost. Is it fear or curiosity that's got them frozen? The mysterious figure holds a sword with a grip that speaks volumes. The knight, still not convinced, questions, "You sure? It's not that you got insanely lucky and got a diamond rank artifact." The plot thickens. The knight seems to be both envious and skeptical of this sudden revelation. The sword, now glowing with a mystical hue, has everyone's attention. The mysterious figure's holding it like it's no big deal, but the light show says otherwise. A close-up of the sword reveals its intricate details, shimmering like a disco ball at a rave. What's this weapons deal? It's turning heads for sure. The knight, still in disbelief, questions, or something even higher. This guy's brain must be in overdrive right now. Do you want to check for yourself? The mysterious figure throws down the gauntlet, daring the knight to find out firsthand. In a dramatic turn, the knight, sweating bullets, cautiously approaches the... Ahem. All right then. Our armored dude seems a bit hesitant, but he's trying to muster the courage for whatever's coming next. Behold the fated greatsword. Our knight in shining armor is holding a weapon that's, well, pretty much just your average Joe of greatswords. Nothing fancy here, folks. Attack power, +50. Effect, none. Yep, it's just a plain old greatsword, no bells and whistles. Our armored friend seems a bit taken aback by this revelation. What? It really is just a regular greatsword? Our hero is in shock, questioning the mundane nature of this supposedly mighty weapon. I told you, a mysterious figure confirms to our knight that the skill really is his. Oh, the plot thickens. Then, that skill really was yours? Our knight is piecing together the puzzle, realizing the true source of the skill. Fuck. I've been running dungeons for 2 years. Our knight is deep in thought, realizing the struggle he's been through despite his experience. Ugh, even I don't have a skill as good as that despite being level 50, has feeling the weight of his inadequacy and questioning his own abilities. At this rate, today's shares in pay, financial worries are creeping in. Our knight is not only battling monsters, but also the harsh realities of paychecks. Team leader, a voice urgently calls out, shaking our knight from his financial woes as something big is brewing. A hulking, spiky boss looms in the distance. Our knight and a mysterious ally seem to be facing a formidable foe. Our knight's back is turned towards the enemy, ready for battle. The tension is palpable as they prepare to face the middle boss. The middle boss is up. The stakes just got higher, folks. Our heroes are about to throw down with a towering adversary. Amidst a backdrop of an impending battle, a voice rings out, Team Leader, signaling the start of an important conversation. As the team gathers, the leader gives a nod. Yeah, let's get going, indicating they're ready to tackle the challenges ahead. Acknowledging the team's efforts, someone mentions, taking care of the minions was easy, thanks to you, implying teamwork was crucial in their success. The team is on the move, their footsteps echoing on the wooden floor, each step a reminder of the mission ahead. But there's caution in the air. But don't overstep too much, a warning that not everything is as easy as it seems. Further emphasizing the point, that nice skill of yours isn't going to do anything, reminding the team that more challenges lie ahead. An exclamation of surprise from our protagonist as they recall something important. The reality of their situation hits against the demon orc will be fighting soon, setting the stakes for the upcoming battle. A personal revelation, I almost forgot, shows there's more to this mission than meets the eye. The protagonist reflects, the reason I returned to this party as soon as I regressed, hinting at a deeper connection to the group and their mission. Back to the present, team leader, a question that cuts through the tension, bringing focus back to the team's current situation. Faces in armor, eyes sharp with anticipation, the team stands ready, each member a crucial part of the whole. A teasing remark breaks the tension. Are you scared? Then, suggesting camaraderie in the bond within the group. Our hero is contemplating a daring solo mission, taking down a demon orc all by himself. You can almost hear the gears turning in his head as he weighs the risks and rewards. We see our hero, standing with a nonchalant air amidst a chaotic scene of carnage and conquest. His sword is firmly in hand, as if fresh from battle, while another character looks on with a mix of awe and trepidation. Close-up of a concerned ally, his brow furrowed with tension, eyes wide with a mix of fear and anticipation, has definitely feeling the heat. A voice breaks the silence, uttering a request to claim an artifact. It's like the air just got sucked out of the room. Everyone's on edge. The voice continues, asking if claiming the artifact is the reward for vanquishing the beast. Seems like someone is about to cash in on their bravery. Our hero's face lights up with a big, confident smile. He's clearly got this under control and is more than ready for the perks of his heroics. The team operates on a performance-based reward system, paying out based on how well you do. It's a hustle culture, even in the